skull.
All right.
But these glasses, I want to walk around like without it being New Year's and saying like if it's all right. If I guess because I feel like a little like a superhero right now with these glasses on. I feel like I can conquer just about anything, and if I can't conquer it, it just kind of builds a wall around everything else. So even if things are bad, it's kind of like those rose-colored shades, you know. Oh, we're getting some theme music. We're getting some theme music. So
we are streaming.
we are.
All right, let's roll in. Let's roll in the new year. Hang on.
Rolling the okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so me and Hakeem here are gonna roll in the new year. Okay, we're gonna roll in the new year.
Hang on. Let me just
very blurry.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
In the new year.
Hold on. Let's ring the new year. Can you use your noisemaker, please, and roll in?
Hang on. We'll just let it play for 2 seconds.
Okay. There you go. That is not celebration. That sounds like tired and sad.
Whoa, what happened?
Can we get our
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying my best here, you know. We got flagged for royalty free copyright, so I'm just trying to, you know, make my own beats and stuff.
This guy's got his own music.
So yeah. Whoa, why does it sound so effed up?
That's because it sounds like that because you made it like that. So we recently got so for the new year we've had to get new music, intro music, because we keep getting flagged for copyright for like just where is it? South America.
Look at this.
Brazil time zone.
I can't even see with these goddamn things.
I know I can't see these anything. It's supposed to make my life better.
Which part of the world is the farthest ahead? And look,
Brasilia. It's
the Line Islands.
GMT -3.
The Line Islands are part of are the world's farthest forward time. Who?
The date is 1 day ahead.
U.S. state of Hawaii, but the date is 1 day ahead. Oh, 1 day ahead of Hawaii.
So you can actually be. You can actually be in a time zone that's essentially.
You're right. Oceania, which is where Australia is. So you're on the right track.
Thanks, bro. So speaking of things. ton of plastic surgery, so his face doesn't even look like.
Holy shit!
Yeah, dude, it's like just like creepy shit. Like his eyebrow. Dude, it's it's really it's almost like a trick in itself. I feel like he kind of like it's a
he's gonna fucking haunt my dreams.
Dude, that is, and I suppose the hair is real. I mean, it could be grafted in. I don't even know. But this guy's like 50, I think, like in his 50s.
This is like nightmare. This is like Alice in Wonderland.
It's like the Mad
Johnny
Hatter.
Depp. Yeah, the Mad Hatter.
Oh, you guys doing there? Oh, yeah. Carrot top. You see the difference now? It doesn't look very human. Like that just looks like a, and that like look at the one in the bottom. See what the TMZ one, the bottom one, like that, and then he's like fucking jacked. Now, mind you, this guy's got to be like, I think he's like in his early 50s. So if he's doing, over a certain age, you start to lose mass, and then even if you're building mass or trying to get on mass, it's really difficult. I mean, again, and if you live in the desert, middle of the desert, and you're absolutely doing nothing, maybe you can stack like insane amount of like hormones and without a problem. But dude, like it's just everything about it just looks fucking weird.
How do we get on this Carrot Top thing?
I don't know. Because the glasses. I said the glasses. anything.
Which one?
And you do the images, and you Google images. You just come up with a whole macabre shit, man. Like nothing is safe. It's like
a brain with eyes and a mouth.
Yeah, it's got eyes and a mouth, but it's got
original.
Yeah, but it's got look at the Trump one. It's really
this one.
It's so ridiculous.
And Hitler. It's Hitler. It's Hitler.
It's just
I don't know what it means, but I guess it's funny.
Everything about that funny. It's funny.
Oh, but his little arms,
his little fingers. But anyway, hold on. This is what I told you I was gonna do when you get off. Of when you write down the date, you're just so used to writing down the previous year's date. It takes like a month, for me, minimally like a month to get used to writing the new year when I'm writing dates down. I don't know if you have that problem. I don't know if you're part of the world where you got to write dates on anything, but I know I have to write dates on stuff.
Oh, of course.
So
I mean,
every so often
in school, yeah, I totally feel you because we'd have homework assignments and tests and stuff, and I would just never remember to switch the date. Yeah,
and I'd be like, oh, it's 1/5/2019. Well, no, we just went back in time, but we have to just basically go forward. So speaking of which is going forward, so I definitely had a realization. I was like, oh man, that 2019 was nuts. And it was, dude, it just kind of blew by. And it's kind of like both a rude awakening and also like a great time to kind of just finish shit up. Like 2020 I feel like is going to be great because obviously it's a new decade, so you can kind of reflect on the entire decade and then realize like where things are now and then just kind of finish and move forward. And I've been working on stuff personally, both personally and in business, for the last like 3 or 4 years, and I feel like I was kind of being hard on myself and whatever. But now I look at it and I'm just like, oh shit, like I know all of this stuff and that's awesome. And, you're able to apply it and stuff.
So what were the highlights of let's go by decade. So since 2010.
So 2010
till 2020.
So 2010 was really interesting. So I would say, even in technology wise, I would say smartphones. I mean, I had an HTC as early as 2007. I had a Windows phone since 2007, and then 2008 I think the Apple phone came out, and then that was technology. But 2009 2010, so from 2010 to right about now is when like even your mom and your grandmother have a fucking smartphone or some kind of like multimedia Wi-Fi unit connected to their souls. So I feel like over the course of the last 10 years, even though like you maybe had to curve some tech stuff, you were a tech junkie, but now I feel like it's come into the mainstream, and a lot of technology in general has been like brought up to speed, even for the older groups or people who are, I won't even just say older, but I will say like people who weren't adopters. Okay, they weren't solid adopters, and now they're just like, oh shit, which comes into the whole play where like all the things I've been talking about lately about a market perspective or just development, all the nonsense with like COPA and ADA compliance and GDPR, and like because like the internet now is considered like a necessity, because even if you don't use it, you have to have somebody else use it for you. So if let's say you want to apply for something, you want to do something in this, you're just going to an office somewhere where somebody else is going to do it. Is going to get on the computer on the internet and they're going to do it for you. So like even my parents, even my grandma, I think has like a smartphone now. So
I want to just let's kind of organize it. So let's talk about tech if we could first. So let me just switch it here. So here's sort of the tech that sort of came out in beginning part of the decade, 2010. This was all new. Synthetic organism. I don't know if
that's how they grew. That's definitely tech. That's science.
Oh yeah, synthetic. Obviously, yeah.
It's tech.
Synthetic.
Medicine is tech, dude.
Definitely. All right. 3D. That kind of came into play. Avatar kind of made that popular. That was 2009. But
I remember
just
that.
arrival of 3D and just a lot of tech.
First commercially available jetpack.
That jetpack.
Huh.
Look, it's kind of funny to think about the technology that was around then, but just not commercially available. Like we're still sort of iterating on these things. The Kinect came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it actually was
and that
really
sort of is
cool.
the precursor of VR and all the different
AR.
VR and AR devices and
that Kinect, by the way,
and
sucked, but it was kind of cool to see certain things. Space tourism. That's a little bit bullshit because just because they're pre-selling things doesn't mean that anybody's going to space. There's no commitment on launch date. That's bullshit. But anyway, continue.
automobile ownership. Oh yeah, I guess Uber was definitely, taking off, and the ride sharing.
The ride sharing, it started the late 2009, 2010.
Yep. And that definitely took off. Molecular robot created from DNA.
Nanotech.
That's more
solar powered
less
spacecraft. I could see that. Shaking up energy. Renewable energy. But this is like, this is kind of bullshit.
Like
because
I said,
this is kind of bullshit because you know what? A lot of this tech already, this is around. This is around. I mean, not the iPad. The iPad, I remember when it first got launched, but like, which is really essentially just an iPhone.
It's interesting to think in terms of decades, like the progress, because it is. I mean, it seems when I look at it, like it's a slow progression, but at the same time, I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, is it a slow progression with all this technology, or is it just?
Well, no,
like
it's
no,
because you know what it is.
Okay,
so like I feel like technology is jumping like this. So, as a slow progression for the major steps. So it's like, oh, okay, I don't have this or this, right?
You have the prototype, but then you don't have the capability.
It's like believe it or not, like
efficiently.
Electric cars have been around for fucking like 25 years.
Yeah.
There's nothing there that hasn't been done before. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'll show you something. Hold
on. Okay. Stalling. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Playing my beat.
You don't have to play bad music
in the street.
You just tell jokes like Fozzie Bear.
No, I'm playing my beat.
You good? Hold on. All right, I'm back. Please don't do that. Please don't hurt my feelings. This is a new year. Can you not hurt my feelings? So, anyway, let me go back. So what I was saying was, sorry, I had to do that. I wanted to show everybody that before it conked off. So technology essentially is kind of compartmental in a way, and I think the advancement is just like, okay, this has been around for X amount of years, and nobody adopted it, and now it's popular. And now we're going to iterate on it. And now it moves fast. The iterations move fast. I think the original both adoption of it, both the adoption and the initial innovation, it's a little slower. But I definitely feel once it's adopted and the iterations of those things, they happen like substantially quicker, much, much quicker.
I'm just seeing if there's any lag on it. Okay.
Are
never
you,
mind.
are you good?
Yeah.
Are we good for once?
I mean, I just didn't want to check in on it. And,
Oh, I
and
know.
there was missing audio or something.
So essentially, like I said, is adoption and innovation takes time. It's kind of on the slow side, but iteration is like substantial. And sometimes by the iterations, they just become so fine tuned and so much better than the originators. Why did I say it like that? Originators. So so basically that's what happens. And I feel like a lot of this shit is bullshit because it's like, oh, there's no these articles. Hey, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to tell everybody here real quick for New Year's. Don't take, now I'm not saying necessarily don't, but like take with a grain of salt. And everybody, and I'm going to say this straight up. Take with a grain of salt what you first type into Google in the first 2 to 3 listings. Don't I would not use that as verbatim like gospel. I would aggregate all data on the net because you know what? Take my word from it from a guy who does this for a living. Okay? Don't use the first 2 to 3 listings on the internet on Google specifically. We'll just say Google. We don't even say the internet because you can use other search engines. But I just say Google. Do not take what they religiously say, because if that was the first 1 to 3 or 4 listings, this is like bullshit. This is like fluff, dude. It's like a joke. It's a total joke. Because you know what? Because guys like me are paid to put it there. And that's it. You know?
Anyway.
So,
here's some movies that were released in 2010. Ow. So, I don't know if you saw any of these, but Inception, that was 10 years ago. Social Network.
That was good.
When, I mean, just talk about like
Toy Story
social
3,
media
horrible.
too. Like, remember how that, Facebook was looked at as this amazing social network, and Mark Zuckerberg was this genius guy who.
He's not a genius. He's a thief. He's a thief, but he's a smart thief.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But like he wasn't.
I
mean, now Facebook is looked in a very bad light, just like that.
Well, I think it's got a lot of power. I think it listen, power attracts power. Power attracts power. You have this big man, right? It's like the same thing we talked about. Like, what do you think? Like the planets, right? Like bigger planets that have a stronger gravitational pull. The bigger you are, the more gravitational pull you have. Whether it be in a physical form, or a financial form, or a persona form, like those things translate into attraction. It's a gravitational, it's a pseudo gravitational pull. Because the thing is like, honestly, like I could sit there and talk shit about Mark Zuckerberg all day. Okay, he was basically a dude who was kind of fucking pissed. All right, I mean, they probably showcased it up a little bit. He made something to mess around with a bunch of chicks, and whether he wasn't getting any or not, it has nothing to do with it. It just got to do with the fact that, he just thought it was gonna be funny, and then he's just like, oh shit, I stumbled upon something, and he's then he was hired by the twins. I forgot, the Winklevoss, right? What a crazy name. Winklevoss. The Winklevoss twins. Sounds like they've been sleeping under a tree for years. Winklevoss twins. And then it was just like, oh yeah, this is exciting, great, I want to do this. And then like MIA'd. So basically got in there, pulled out, extracted all the value, realized that that's not gonna be something he wants to work on with them. He's like, fuck this, I'm gonna do it myself. And then basically created Facebook. And that's why if you do, like, I do a lot of research on business in general, and just like, like the coming and going of like industries. And you'll notice that he settled with the Winklevoss twins. He settled with them. Why do you think he settled? He's got more money than some of the guys, most of the guys on the planet, right? Based on shares and stuff like that, and he was cashing out. Why would he settle? Well, he settled because in the background, they knew, they're like, hey man, they're going to take a larger chunk of this company. Let's just pay these guys off now. Let's give these guys like $150 million. Let me give these guys, 500 million. Let me give them $1 billion. It won't make a difference. They're such a large company, right? Well, we didn't give it to them because genuinely they could probably have proven that some of the concepts were under a non-disclosure, right? Or under like this was like their baby, and this guy just ran off with it and was just like, yeah, screw these jocks with their money. And that's basically what happened. And then he went to go created Facebook. And it was like exclusive, and he had like a few, downtrodden friends who were kind of like, okay, we're going to do this together. And they threw it against the wall, and they see this stick, and it stuck. And then he got into party mode for a little bit, and then like, oh, he's so awkward, and then he's still so awkward. You ever see some of the interviews with him?
Yeah.
It's crazy awkwardness.
And him in court.
Oh, dude, like, yeah, he's like the first robot to be on trial. It's like, Congressman. And it's like blank stare. It's like his skin tone's almost like a gray. I mean, he might be an alien. I don't know. It's just so the thing is I can't hate on him. I saw this coming down the pipe. I come from the MySpace gen. So like that was our first, and then there was that, and there was Friendster. So I've seen the evolution of social media. It's just they did a better job. They kind of, and then that goes to an example in the business perspective is the iterations. He just kept improving, and he kept improving faster and faster and faster and faster. He is not by any stretch of the means like in the game. Like he wasn't the first to the game. He was like fourth or fifth to the game.
We didn't take a broad enough view
Look at
of
that.
responsibility, and that was a big mistake.
And he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
And I'm sorry. I started Facebook. I run it, and I'm responsible for what happens here. Cambridge Analytica wasn't using our services in 2015.
Cambridge I'm Kermit the Frog here. Kermit the Frog t-shirt in Cambridge Analytica was I own and run Facebook. I'm really not a puppet for shareholders, but I will tell you that I did not eat breakfast and I inhaled all of my nutrients. I have inhaled every last nutrient that I need for survival for the next 7 days. Yeah, dude, he's just, I enjoy his character. I mean, I can't stop laughing at him most of the time. It's really great. You could zuck somebody.
Senator, you will rightfully have some hard questions for me to answer.
Senator, it's kind of slowing up here, bro.
I say this gently.
But
Your
anyway,
user agreement sucks. The purpose of that user agreement is to cover Facebook's rear end.
How do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we
run
run
ads.
I see. That's great. Whenever a controversy like this...
Yeah, dude,
How
like...
about the part that people are worried about, not the
Here we
fun
go.
part?
Well, what's that?
All right.
Mr. Zuckerberg,
We got it.
would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
Hear that sound?
No.
Who's your biggest competitor?
Senator, we have a lot of competitors.
Anyway.
Who's your biggest?
The other tech platforms, so Google, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft. The average American uses 8 different apps to communicate with their friends.
Hey, can we put that on the soundboard? Can you make a note of that? I want to put that on the soundboard. I want to put Zuckerberg's like odd and uncomfortable like chuckle. I want to put that in there.
Alright.
Can you make a note?
I can put
Are
it
you
on here.
gonna do it right now? You can't do it right now. It's gonna take you too much work. But just make a note of that. I'm gonna write a note. I'm gonna write that down. I want to put. See, this is really important, everybody. When you think of something a really good idea, you want to make sure you write it to. Hold on.
That's the transition sound.
Stop that. That's.
Transition.
I feel like it's 1985. You're bringing me back to like Casio. Make a note of Zuck's laugh for soundboard. I don't even know how to phonetically spell that. When I make that sound, like CHU. All right.
Cowbell.
So I wrote
Food's
it.
ready.
I've written it. I've actually written it CHUHH comma HUH. So yeah. So anyways, that's where we are in technology. The last 10 years have been quite entertaining to say the least.
What
Somewhat
else?
obtrusive.
What other industries have changed?
So we have the car industry. We have the
lumping that up,
power industry.
Tech, but
there's more solar. I just feel like the monopoly is just keeping solar back. And actually, solar is kind of a scam. Not that it's a scam in the sense that it's what's it called? Like it's not a viable source of energy. It's a scam because basically, like when you get solar, you're basically capturing the solar and you have to sell it back to Edison. So, and then they give you a discount on their bill. So you're actually not really self-sustaining. You're still like, they're giving you some bullshit discount and they're banging you out because who else is going to buy your solar energy? Right? So they kind of have the lockdown on that whole thing. And it's bullshit. It's monopoly. And then like they're just banging everybody out. And the worst part about it, and I don't want to go on a tirade about Edison, but I will, is that they actually like they spend all these they get government contract money and they have to like spend it. And it's just stupid shit like I see on the freeways. It'll say, oh, down wire, call 911. Oh, don't walk in the rain next to live wires. Like things that like you'd taught when you were like a 3-year-old that's on this big, board. And that board costs like $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to have up there all month. Times like, I don't know, let's say 50 billboards across Southern California or California. They're spending like $100,000 on these billboards that they teach these things to when you're in second grade. So, it's a fucking scam. And until they can kind of deregulate all that, where you can actually capture the sun and power your shit, and it's not like $1 million to get installed, and then you don't have to go through certain companies, and there's not regulation and all this bullshit, then it'll become a viable form. But I will say that eventually, over time, it's going to be that.
Isn't there going to be some type of requirement to have solar?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot. It's a lot of like a lot of legal bullshit. Even right now, like getting solar installed, selling it back to Edison, taking it off your bill. Dude, I got back in the early summer, I got like switched off of my bill, like went through the roof, which is like a joke. Literally, it's the highest bill.
Look,
it's like 5 bills in one.
Beginning 2020, all new houses must be required to have solar.
According to California's Energy Commission, it will add between $8,000 to $10,000 to the cost of a new home. Well, guess what? Who's that benefiting? That's not benefiting the homeowner. That's benefiting our friends up at Edison, because that's going to capture that energy and it's going to send it back. So, because technically,
it's a good thing, though. I think.
What to line the pockets of
no
of guys
general,
who bang everybody out and shut off the electricity?
Solar is.
I get
renewable.
it. I definitely think it's valuable, especially if you live here and you have so much sunlight most of the time. But realistically speaking, it's just it's a somewhat of a facade, and there's a lot of people money. There's so much money being made on it, and then everybody just pat each other. Everybody's giving the old stroke. Hey, I got a question. You know what else is big on the internet? I'll tell you what's big. Unboxings. Everybody loves unboxings. And I got this one here. I got this for Christmas. This is the wacky waving inflatable tube guy. Wacky waving inflatable tube guy. Now, 5 points to you if you know where the wacky waving inflatable tube guy is from. All right. So, here's a box. This is for old time's sake. And let me know in the comments if anybody thinks I should reboot unboxings. Unboxings are interesting. It's like, I always love smelling the box. Like, I'm putting it to the microphone like you can actually smell it. It smells just like China. All right. And we got, so it's nicely wrapped right here. All right. And I wanted to show everybody this. This looks like a, is this a balloon material? Oh no, it's actually kind of like it feels like a latex, but it's like not really latex. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a thicker latex. I can't really tell. No. All right, so this is a DC off on battery. Okay, so I don't think it has a DC thing with it, no. So it needs a battery. Okay. So it just so happens I have a screwdriver. And I'm going to unscrew this in the quickest of unscrewing things. Keep in mind
While you do that,
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Hi, I'm Al Harrington, president and CEO of Al Harrington's Wacky Wave.
There you go.
wait. Why is it not playing?
Waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Wacky waving. That's not the exact same name. It says wacky waving inflatable.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving man.
Hi, I'm Al
Wacky waving.
Harrington, president and...
Wait, that's weird. Why is it not?
Oh, see, look at this. This is China giving me the hard times already. What is this? Oh, shit. No wonder I can't get this in. Fucking 9-volt? Ah. Who uses a 9 volts?
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man emporium and warehouse. Thanks to a shipping error, I am now currently overstocked on wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men, and I am passing the savings on to you.
I'm so disappointed right now. I can't demo this on the show right now. It needs a 9-volt. When was the last time you used a 9-volt?
On my acoustic guitar.
Is that in there? Oh, you don't have one in there right now. Anyway, here he goes. He's flailing. Oh, I want to see him flail.
Attract customers to your...
Wait a sec. God damn.
Here we go. Oh, there he is. I really wanted to... I'm so disappointed right now. So disappointed. Oh, well. That's very uneventful. It looks like he's got like this... It looks like... What is this? It comes with this little tube. Does he like...
Your business. Make a splash at your next presentation.
Do you just push him through the top? I guess you can read the instructions, but that would be too easy. So, as you can see, you just kind of push this through. I really want to know what this is for. No, this doesn't really go through. I don't know, man. Damn China. Needs a DC. I mean, it's got a pretty big motor. Look at that. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty big motor.
It's cute.
So I guess it's kids and grown-ups love it. So
you can just pretend that it's flailing.
You can pretend it's flailing. We'll do that next, I guess, when I get a 9-volt. What is this? Might as well just... Why don't you just hand me a black and white television while you're at it? Ridiculous. Ridiculous, I tell you. So, anyways, yes, we're thinking about rebooting. So one of our very special people here will
for some reason
will be
I can't extend it.
Will be
yeah, I'll show it here.
Keep grandma company. Protect your crops. Confuse your neighbors. African American, hail a cab. Testify in church or...
Wait a sec. It's playing for me, but it's not playing up there, which is weird.
That's cool. That's cool. We'll hold on. This is like I said we had to do. Like we said we had to do. That's the timeout. You have to keep going. It's time to keep going. All right.
That's weird.
So, so anyway, what were we discussing last? The technology, right? 10 years.
So different, different, I guess industries that have changed throughout the decade.
So yeah,
music. I don't know. I feel like music was pretty consistent throughout the decade.
I feel music.
I mean, like it was very party pop music was very popular in the 2010s, and now maybe people are over that.
Well, I will say music. So it depends on what. So okay, if you're talking mainstream, okay, now you've just opened a whole can. So if you're talking about mainstream music on the radio being played, I would say that the genre R&B, rap, just like everything. That just shit's gotten horrible.
These are the songs that were hits.
Yeah, this is like
in 2010. TikTok. Wow, that was 10 years ago. Holy shit.
Usher,
California Girls, OMG.
Love the way you love Eminem.
Yeah, I guess it's still sort of the popular music will always be.
Well, I feel
catchy,
like, but that was even shittier. So like, it's
party, California Girls, and
it's gotten worse. I'm gonna say it's gotten worse.
You know what I've noticed? I mean, I guess
Enrique Iglesias featuring Pitbull.
I guess in general, the culture has shifted to being very sensitive on certain subjects, and with Trump being elected, like it
has nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with everybody just being. Everybody was upset before Trump was elected. Everybody was angry.
Well, I'm just saying, the how the culture, the cultural landscape has definitely shifted since early 2010s into with the feminism and music is like very much female focused and diversity, which is good and bad.
Gotten watered down.
Good and bad.
It's become very homogenous.
Yeah, in movies too. We're getting diversity. Like
dude, everybody. Did you watch the
podcast?
Did you watch the Saturday Night Live with Eddie Murphy?
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah.
What would you think about it? Watch this.
I thought it was great.
Did you like all of them?
Hilarious. What?
All of them? Did you watch all of them?
All of what?
All of the stunts. All of the Eddie Murphy, clip. Did you watch all of Saturday Night Live?
No, I just watched clips of it, like the monologue and the Mr. What is it?
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Yeah. I watched that clip. That was pretty funny. Why? Are you referring to something specifically?
No. I just want to see if you have seen all of them, because there were a lot of people who were getting all butthurt about some of the stuff. They were like,
I feel like he was pretty mild when it comes to.
I mean, and he cursed on air. He cursed on air, which is funny, but they bleeped it. But it was. I thought it was hilarious. I think he was really good form. But that stuff. I mean, it was even more raw. If you listen to Eddie Murphy Raws, his stuff back in the day was wouldn't even. You can't even touch with a 10-foot pole, just because everybody's just so emo. There's a lot of emotion going around. Everybody's got, and there's nothing wrong with being emotional, but it's one thing when everybody's trying to box you out and be frustrated about nothing, make you their worst enemy for no reason. Why can't we all just get along and eat McDonald's?
No.
What can we all have some apple pie?
I'm gonna do a hard no on that one.
Can we just eat some apple pie together?
Yes, I'll agree with that.
You want to eat apple pie? It just sounds gross. The word pie, apple pie. Some fresh, some baked, just some pie, some apple pie.
Only if it's organic apples and.
There's no such thing as organic
and
apple
gluten-free,
pie.
Gluten-free.
You can't make that. That doesn't really exist. It's not something that really. If you're eating apple pie that's organic, and gluten-free and wheat-free. I mean, like, you basically don't even have apple pie. You have some, like, science experiment. Like, you can't do that. Can't do that. Speaking of which, I am on a road to recover.
Okay.
Are you Are you battling me? Is that what's going on? Because you'll lose every.
We're gonna lose all our viewers to this obnoxious
This
shit.
So speaking of holiday, apple pie. So now is the time that everybody starts to like, oh, I'm not gonna eat anymore. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. So we got a lot of the health kick, health kick coming in. But let me tell you, man, once you like your body is so adaptive. Like I was eating like a lot of junk food through the holiday, and I might look like, I don't know, do I look like, maybe I look like I put on some pounds. I can't tell. But I definitely put on a few pounds, and I got used to eating. At first, I was just like, oh, this is so bad, and kind of gives me a head rush. But then I start eating it, and you're like, oh, I want more. And it goes to show you how like eating shitty food can really affect you in a way, not only in like a negative way, like your body's, starts like regurgitating. It's like, oh, we don't want this shit. But like you get so used, it starts to adapt and like, oh, is this what we need to eat? This is not what we need to live on. So it kind of uses it and starts to kind of live on stuff. And it kind of starts to kind of live on that stuff. And not necessarily in a healthy fashion, but it'll live on it, It's like that guy who ate at McDonald's.
Struggle Forever asks, New Year's resolutions.
It's really funny. I'll answer that. So the thing with me, and this is just me, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions.
Oh yeah.
You know why? Yeah. I don't.
Because every day is a new resolution.
Because all that means is like, oh, I'm going to resolute. I want to resolve a problem. I'm going to resolve something. And you know what? I don't need to fucking wait till like the beginning of the year to do that shit. I gotta do that shit yesterday. I've been doing I'm resolving problems today. I resolved problems about an hour before this recording. I literally had to like get on the phone and I was dealing with some shit.
I've been resolving problems all morning.
If you want to ask me what are my focus areas, if my focus areas would be not to listen to him play music anymore.
Let's resolve problems together.
This is what happens when you're a starving artist. When you're a starving artist.
Together. Kind of sounds like Lucy in the Sky. Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
All right, we're gonna have to take that away from you soon. I'm gonna resolve. I hope that's not what I hear when I enter the other side when like I go into the next level of this, I am the devil. Wait, so you're reminding me of that you remind me of that episode. If anybody haven't checked it out, you're reminding that episode. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it because it's.
Wait, let's see if I can get like a low.
Stop.
Like a demon effect on this.
If anybody watched that Saturday Night Live with the Eddie Murphy with the cake competition, I think is great. That's so funny. It reminds me of that.
Dude, explain it.
I don't know. I'm gonna let everybody watch it. I don't want to ruin it. It's just so great, dude. That was like I don't even watch Saturday Night Live because it sucks. It sucked for years. It's like but like literally Eddie Murphy made my year. It was like my gift. It was like my Christmas gift, watching him be be Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live and then do all those skits. It was so fucking great. Everything about it was excellent. So that should be its own special. And supposedly he's actually doing stuff again. I mean, maybe he's got to like support all his children. He's got like fucking, what has he got, like 5 kids or 6 kids or something like that? 5, 6 kids, 3 ex-wives, a girlfriend, tranny girlfriend in the past.
Is
and
it?
No,
Really?
no. He's like, that was like a whole thing from back in the day where he got like caught with like some street tranny. And then like, oh man, oh no, it wasn't me.
Whatever
it was somebody
floats
else.
your boat.
But it was just like the way he had gotten caught. Oh no, can't do Disney stuff right now. I think he actually, you know what? I think that was his repent. I think that's what he went. He went from doing all this stuff, and doing comedy, and then like he got caught, and it's like I gotta clean up my image, and like he went right into like Disney stuff. He started doing Disney stuff right after that. Like,
Ironic.
yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm a good person.
How would they allow him to do that?
Well, because I think the voiceovers is a little different. Like if you're a cartoon, you get
Usually it's
you
the
get
opposite.
you get a
It's
pass.
like Disney.
Yeah, but if you're playing a
Fucks
Disney,
you.
yeah, but I think if you're playing a Disney character, I think if you're playing a Disney character, it's a different story. What are you doing? Are you giving me crazy effects? I can hear myself.
Ooh, dude, it's January 1st. Let's celebrate with all these crazy. Ooh, I am your conscience. You will not eat. You will be a vegan for the rest of 2020.
I will not be a vegan, but I will try to eat more vegetables. I eat a lot of vegetables already. Speaking of which, I love vegetables, but I will be talking about really good vegetables today.
So I know. Wait, let me turn this off.
Can you please turn up the reverb? It's killing me.
Wait, I don't know how to turn it off. Oh shit. Honestly, I actually don't.
This is the type of stuff that happens when you're live, folks.
Okay. We're good. I know you don't believe in New Year's resolutions, but there's still something to be said about making goals. Like you have to make goals.
Setting
at a
goals.
certain,
I agree.
You can
I
set
agree.
goals at any time, but
Correct.
why not? You know, why not
I think
make some goals now?
I think actually a new year should be that it's not necessarily a resolution. I just hate to call it resolution because it makes it look like because if you start and you
I
stop
have
and
a
it's
few.
like an
I have
excuse.
a few.
I think it should just be a time of focus. Like what are the avenues of focus, right? Because you can, I mean, unless you're just like a
I feel like end of the year
unless you're this guy right here.
is a good time to recap what you've done in first of all in 2019, using now as an example, like January 1st as an example, what you've accomplished, and then what you set for next year, so you could look back and be like, this is what I did during the year. It's a good measure for how you progress. Like last year, we didn't even have too many clients, or we had a few clients, but like now it's just been exponentially. I'm working, I have like clients, like I have new cameras. Both of these cameras I got within this year. So that's sort of a measure of building out equipment, kind of raising the bar, making better stuff. And now for 2020, I think it's about continuing that, but also giving more,
What do you mean giving more? What does that mean?
Giving more as
What are
far
you
as
giving?
knowledge, as far as being selfless, because I've noticed that when you're just selfless, like it all comes back to you. It all,
But can you give me an example though? Because
just
the
like
thing is,
in general, like,
because everybody's
I,
a little selfish for something. I mean, like
I went all out with my, like even giving back, because like I gave back to my family a bit and sort of helped them out with a few things. I don't want to get into it, but some medical things, and I felt really good about that. Like I felt it's like it for me. I just want to do more stuff for other people, not necessarily like just for the money or
well,
for anything.
see,
It's
but
like,
that's because you can do it.
yeah.
So there's a difference, right? There's a
Afford to
two
do
type of people. You have the money to do, and that's why, for me, I think entrepreneurship and business is so important, because if you really want to feel that, if you want to validate and feel good and do that and want to give back and give the power to get back, you got to be able to give to yourself first. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of people think it's like, oh, I want to give out, I want to be selfish, and it's not necessarily the case. You're not selfish if you want to do things for yourself, because you can't help others if you can't help yourself first. And a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, oh, well, this person deserves.
You should help yourself to an extent, but
but the thing is, it's like for years, even myself, like there was a time where I was like helping other people, helping this person, and I had all these like mental. I've had all these issues that I had that like I was stressed out about that I had to help people with, and I'm just like, oh shit, I can't help these people because I have to help myself first. You can't pour other people's glasses. If you're dying of thirst and you're in the desert and you don't get any water, how the fuck are you going to help anybody else unless you're helping yourself first? And some people consider that selfish. People are like, oh, well, you're not helping. Well, you can't help others if you don't have some type of stability, you don't have some type of system in place. You don't have a good feeling about you or whatever. It doesn't even have to be money. That's the thing. It doesn't even have to be money. It could just be like your thought process, how you feel about yourself as versus how you feel about other people. You know, that's the thing, is it's like there's this whole thing. It's like, oh, I want to give to the world. I want to make it there. I want to get over this world. You know what? You got to give to yourself first. You got to get your shit straight. You can sit there and talk all day and like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then you're just consistently always like grabbing at straws because you haven't really thought it out about helping yourself effectively first. We're not.
But you can't just indulge in whatever the fuck you want. Like, you have to eat your like, you have to do the hard stuff to help you so that you can also help other people too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like a lot of people aren't willing to do that.
But I think beyond that, and even if you know, and there's a difference between that and like just doing something for someone because they need it, but you don't know if they're actually a trustworthy person, but you want to help them. Listen, like that's different. Like I'm just talking about like if you have really good friends and family and people that you trust, like I believe, you know, it makes you feel good, and it is karma that comes back around if you just selflessly do it, don't really question the consequences of how much time you're giving away or resources that you're taking away from other stuff. Because I think, you know, if you're just selfless and if you impart that onto the people that you trust and you love, then it'll make you like feel better about what you can do also, like for yourself.
And I agree with that, but you also have to look at the bigger base photo, right? So the bigger base, the underlying scenario is about balance. Because if you go out of balance, you're not going to be able to do any of that stuff. I don't care if you gave. I mean, you know, they show these videos on YouTube. Like they had this one guy, right? And I love this guy's stuff. I don't know who he is, but like he dresses up as a bum. He tries to give other people money as a homeless person or a person who's got. He's just a fucking dude who looks like he has. You know, he just pretends that he's just fucking either down on his luck or doesn't have any money. He tries to give somebody money, and then like he sets up homeless people who are unfortunate or whatever, and then they fucking. I hate seeing the words unfortunate because like there's no fortune that you haven't worked for. But the thing is that people who just don't have much, right, we'll call it that, right? And then basically what he does is like he sets them up and then he like makes them feel bad, and he's like, oh, you know, here's $1,000, man. I really appreciate because they're showing him, you know, they're putting him in a position where they were so rough, things were rough for them, and then even though they had nothing, they were giving it away. But how often does that fucking happen? Number one, all right? He's setting those people up, and it's great for him because he's got like 20 million views, right? He's got 20 million views, and he's getting sponsorship dollars, and you don't see the other end of that. You don't see the other end of what's going on. Well, that's great. I'm glad you can help people. Well, you're being enabled to help people because your pool is getting filled. And you're displacing and you're taking the balance and you're balancing that pool and giving up to others. And that's awesome. And that's really important by dispersing that, but not forcefully, not by seeking reward, by doing it gracefully, gradually, and in a calculated fashion. Not just by giving all your shit away and you're like, what am I here for? And then like, you know,
what do you think about Mr. Beast? You remember?
Yeah, you showed me that. And the thing is, it's like, you know, there's some people who watch.
Like that tree thing, that was planting 20 million trees or something like that. Like that's pretty damn epic.
Yeah,
like,
and the thing is.
And obviously, like, he has the resources.
What's up, guys? I have 10,000 presents.
All right. So like even that, like he just like I mean, he has a strategy and he obviously makes money, but at the same time, like. He uses that like literally.
Okay, but let's not get confused. And there's a lot of confusion here about this type of stuff. I totally think it's cool what he does. Let's not for a second think that he doesn't get sponsored.
But I genuinely feel like after, he went to go like or watching his interviews, I genuinely don't think that he like has nice cars just for the sake of it. Like you don't have to have nice cars. Like he doesn't have an extravagant life. Like he literally every single pen. Like he probably lives as the same as you and me. You know, like just watching interviews with this guy, like it's like acting, but I genuinely believe that he uses every single penny, you know, that he doesn't absolutely need for himself to do these types of things.
I don't think that he's not living on he's not living paycheck to paycheck.
Well, no, but
you think he gave away 90% of his earnings?
He's not. I don't think he has like a multi-million-dollar house. Car.
How do you know that?
I mean, it's just,
well.
like
first of all, to live around here, like you're spending like $500,000.
You don't think
for
there's
a dog
someone
shack.
you don't think there's someone that's good enough to have that capacity?
You don't. No, that's not what I said. That I said, don't think that what he's showing you on video is just like he just poured out all of the money that he made, and he poured out 95% of it, and he's just living from paycheck to paycheck. It's bullshit. Just doing the numbers on his views versus his sponsorships versus like he went to some store and bought out the whole store and gave it to like a food bank. He bought like a Smart and Final out. He went into the store and bought he didn't buy everything because I caught some stuff in the background, the freezer section he didn't buy because I'm just really detailed. But the thing is like he went in there. He's like, I'm gonna buy all this blah blah blah. And I'm gonna tell you, well, how did you get the money for $180,000? Like he doesn't tell you. He doesn't tell you that stuff, right? So it's like a master plan. He's not just being the nicest guy in the world. That's because he did a lot of like hard-working stuff. He worked really hard to build up a following. Okay, he definitely did a lot of crazy shit. He built a following, he monetized the following, and now he's continuing to build and do great things based on that. But his first stuff, right, his early shit, I was like, you showed me, it was like stupid. Him repeating, like,
saying PewDiePie like
a million times. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to say this dude's fucking name 100,000 times for 12 or 13
props
hours.
To him, like, I mean, that is gonna get views.
That's okay. So he went that's great, and so he went that route, and that's awesome. But don't think for a second that like he would be able to do any of these next level things without being compensated in a fashion and being able to
I'm saying is like
to that.
He doesn't just throw this money like, you know, like Tai Lopez's and just buy like all this crazy
Tai
stuff.
Lopez
I'm not saying
is full of shit half the time.
I'm just saying like
FOS.
Like, do you want all these models?
And you know what? Even if Mr. Beast did have some model girlfriends on the weekend, who cares? He does a lot of good things, and it's nothing wrong with having nice stuff.
And even like, I mean, it's really easy, and I do see the other side, or most people do, when they do get that bump in terms of money. Like if they become an influencer, then all of a sudden they have all this, you know, fame and money. Like they, like even for example, my buddy, the graduate report, Danny, the comedian, he his first check was like, you know, like over $10,000 on YouTube. Like when he like blew up and he did this video that went viral, and he just, you know, blew it on some stuff like.
But that's just foolish though. That's just but that's just human nature. You could do that. I mean, when I came into money when I was a lot younger, I was foolish to money. You know, when you go from being like dirt poor to you know, walking around with like $6,000-$7,000 cash in your pocket at the right age, 22 years old.
I think it was like,
you know,
he gathered $100,000 off of some video. So, and then he blew it on a car or something, and then he got broke again, and then all of a sudden like he wasn't able to get as much ad revenue. And
that goes back to my theory. Not even theory, but like what I've talked about in other stuff, where it's, you've always got to stay hungry. You gotta put yourself in a position where you're gonna lose fucking everything. And if you're not that guy in business, and this is a business, dude, people don't realize this shit is a business. And if you're not gonna get into the business, that's right. So ridiculous.
I'm gonna sell these for my
so
new
you can
business.
get in that business. You know, I was in that business actually. You know, back in the lunar eclipse days, when the solar eclipse like 2 years ago. I actually sold the solar eclipse glasses.
I'm gonna make 2021 glasses.
You should.
And the one is gonna be like a straw. Wait, is it 2021? So the one is gonna be a straw that goes to your mouth, and there's gonna be like an alcohol hat or something that has
Do it.
Bro, boom.
Do it.
2021.
There's your moneymaker, man. There's your moneymaker.
Anyway.
That's your moneymaker. And that's what I'm trying.
Oh, speaking of that,
that's what I'm trying to say.
You sent me a video the other day of some other product. You want to talk about that?
Oh, the FUD. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna kind of we're gonna close this out with the FUD. So I didn't know this thing came out like a year or so. It's actually a little bit more than a year. But it's the FUD. It's a female.
Someone was talking about it a while back.
It's a female urination device.
Wait, what was it called again?
It's
What's up, guys? I have 10,000 presents.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
no! Mr. Beast is in my ears.
I'm gonna do everything in my
Wait,
power to
where's
help
this coming
people in
from?
need have the best Christmas ever. So
Send
let's
me
get started.
Nothing is literally nothing is playing.
Can you close? Yeah, it's right there. It's playing. Good job. Good job.
Thanks, Mr. Beast. We love you.
Yeah, he's beasting. He's beasting my fucking ears. So like. So
what's it called?
It's a FUD. FUD. It sounds gross, right? The FUD. They get it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a female urination device. Type it in.
Was that the specific one that
It's a different one I sent you. Let me. Oh, you don't have that up, so I can't.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
No. Type in.
That's depressing.
Type in. Blah, 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 blah. I will try to talk slower next time for 2020. That is my resolution. So,
Tinkerbell. That was the other one. Is that one better or is it?
I guess, yeah, that's right. Try typing it in that thing.
Tinkerbell.
The Tinkerbell. It's kind
what
of
a great name.
It's kind of a cool
name.
What
a great name.
Horrible video. Horrible. It's just horrible.
What is it? Urination?
Urination. Tinkerbell. I think it was an extra. Dude, you're really bad at searching shit, dude.
Tinkerbell.
It makes me
I don't
angry.
know what to call it.
Tinkerbell. Okay, added E.
P.
Tinkerbell. E-E-L-E. Urination.
P. Tinkerbell P.
Dude.
Nope. Okay.
Dude, hold on. Let me help you because I know these are rough for you. This is why I have a job, because guys like this need help when they're
right there. Whoops.
Yeah, there it is. Look at this.
We're kayaking in crystal clear glacier water,
here.
destination unknown.
Dude.
There we go. I don't know why it's
here.
Fucking
Do you avoid leisurely?
It's just not able to handle it.
Yep. New PC, not able to handle it.
Great to.
It's just let it buffer, bro. Just come back to it in a minute. 240.
Run without worry of having to find a large.
Go. You just keep on clicking around. I heard if you keep clicking over and over to different things, faster and faster, it'll just you're just reloading the page. That's all you're doing. You're so from a technical standpoint, okay, take it from the web dev guys here. Every time you just reload the page, just because it's not going to automatically do it.
It's not about buffering though.
It's buffering. You see that?
Look, it's still not going to play.
Yeah, because you reload the page.
Kayaking.
It's everything.
Look, it's already buffered, yet it's not playing.
It's
crystal clear.
I'm not sure what the issue
video,
is.
the audio file and the video file are two separate things. Just so you know. Like when you if you were to rip, most of the software rips the video and the file together, it basically parses it. But when you're doing it most people don't understand this, but the video file and the audio file are basically two separate files that are being played.
Comments are disabled.
Yes, comments are disabled for a reason. We should throw that in the edited version of this and
glacier water destination.
It's just making me angry. We can't play it. It's not working. But
it's weird that I can play it on this screen. I can play it, but on that screen I can't. Isn't that weird?
That is so weird.
Unknown.
But
do you avoid leisurely Sunday drives?
I believe you.
Facilities are few and far between.
What are you doing?
Adventurous woman, your epic life has just gotten a whole lot better. Because we believe all women should be able to get out and go. Yes. Introducing the Tinkerbell. The Tinkerbell is a female stand-to-pee accessory that's created with all women in mind. Engineered for the perfect fit and no leaks. The longer spout allows for better stream direction because
to fit the female form.
What is that even made out of?
A high-grade space polymer. So, anyway, it's pretty fucking disgusting. Imagine that thing. It's almost like
size matters. Use it fully clothed because there's really no need to show all.
Use it fully clothed. Like, what happens if it bends? She's just kind of bending it together. Like, what happens if you accidentally
There we go.
bend it one way, not paying attention by accident? I mean, as a dude, just so you know, everybody, you know, dudes make mistakes too. Just because they can pee anywhere doesn't mean they don't make a little bit of a mess here and there. Okay.
At first,
I've had the wind.
I thought this was a joke.
What?
Like, I thought it was a joke at first, but is it a real product?
Yeah, it's a real product, dude.
I wonder how.
It's a real product. I sent you the. It was on like one of the Wish app. I took a screenshot of the Wish app. They're trying to. It wasn't this one. It was a different version of this, but it was horrible. Yeah, it was just essentially really, really, really horrible. But anyway, you should just give up with that. So anyway, you seen a little bit of
Or kayaking in crystal clear glacier water, destination unknown.
That's slightly laughable because they made the commercial look. It's just like, oh, you can be an empowered woman too and be like a dude and pee anywhere.
This is a behind the scenes look.
You can pee.
Here,
He's giving us some behind.
Music or the vinyls. We got a all-mass camera, 10 grand C200. C200 for any cinephiles out there. I mean,
all right, it's all right to love you.
And then
that's it, guys. Just yep. He was really excited he wanted you to really see the FUD, the female urination device. Also, stand STP, like Stone Temple Pilots, the stand to pee device.
STP.
He
sounds like a STD.
And you know, it's just the ridiculousness to it. I'll be honest with you. I feel like it's kind of ridiculous because it's not fun to pee where you have to pee just about anywhere. Dudes aren't just whipping out their shit and peeing anywhere they want, okay? It's not really happening. One, because girls will get furious.
Do you want to plug that?
No.
The light?
What?
Before?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Keep
I didn't. So you can't. Okay. So you can't just whip the shit out to pee out of nowhere. Light. There's more light now. You can't just whip stuff out to pee anywhere. Okay. If you do it, I mean, you can do it, but one, people will look at you like you're nuts, both men and women, right? Number two is it's just you'll get arrested, right? It's considered decent exposure. And you just got a stream of pee. People were like, why are you peeing on me? Why are you trying to piss on my industry? Why are you trying to like just piss me off? Like you just pee, just flying out anyway. Because they make it look like oh yeah, you can do anything guys can do now too. We could just pee anywhere we want. Get out of your car, go into the movies, had too much cola while sitting down for 2 hours, just go to the parking lot and pee right in front of everybody. It's just like, nah, dude. You don't do that. I mean, if you're even, dude, there's been times in the great wilderness if I had to pee and it was like windy and shit, like the pee flies in your direction, like I'll be like, oh, which way am I standing? Which way am I standing? And it's, still some little accident happens. It's not fun having to pee out in the great outdoors, I'll tell you. Or because they just made it look like you just pee anywhere. And they're like, don't need to go in that pool to pee. Now you can just pee in the pool from standing up. Like, look at that. Like, I don't really get that. Like, that whole shot right there. You got that? Can you get that? Can you cut to that real quick?
I did.
Okay. All right.
Like, how does that even working?
Well, even if it's it's just like basically a cup that foams around. But the thing is that like, okay, you see the logic in this? It's like, oh, well, I don't have to go into the water to pee. Instead, I'm still just going to pee in this fucking lake right here in the ocean. And it's like, nah, dude. It's just this gross. Like, it just seeing chick do that. It's just like, doesn't even make any sense. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's just like, you're just doing the same thing somewhere else anyway. And it's such a weird thing. And I was advertised to that, by the way. I don't know why, but that was like an ad that was sent to me.
By who?
I don't know. I think I was trying to source some products, and I was
I
think I was cooking
yesterday. Like
I was cook. Well, you know, dude. Just because it's a holiday or pseudo holiday, I'm always on the clock in a way. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at products, sourcing, and I'm just like, I must have like stumbled upon that on a page somewhere and like cooking me or something, and I just typed something, tied it together. But that thing is fucking horrible, and I don't recommend any women purchase it.
Clearly Clever asks or comments, remember the astronaut lady that lost her mind? She drove across country for an adult, or with an adult diaper, to kill some fool. Do you know what he's talking about?
No.
I think they made a movie about it actually. Let me look it up. What was the name of it? Do you know the movie? Mr. Clever, or Clearly Clever, or her name, so I can look it up.
Did she should, you know, she would have been in better shape if she had one of the FUDs, the FUDs.
Yes.
You know what's even worse?
Woman.
I can't get that out of my head now. It's called a FUD. So I think about two things when I think about FUD. I think about Elmer Fudd. I think that's 2 Ds. I'm not really quite sure. It might be 2 Ds. And I think about those horrible, shitty dollar store hot dogs. The FUD. The FUD hot dog. Bad enough that the hot dogs are really just not good for you and disgusting. But then the FUD hot dogs. Even more gross. But.
Oh, here it is. Astronaut.
You've piqued his interest. You've piqued his interest. He's like, what is this? Adult diapers. Hey,
Lisa Novak, American former naval flight officer and a NASA astronaut. Charged with attempted murder. She was wearing a trench coat and wig. Here it is.
Hold on. Let me show you something. Do you have Skype open? Because I'm gonna send you something. Speaking of adult diapers, So recently, I was able to take a picture of these new...
We now have an ABC News 2020 exclusive. You might remember that shocking astronaut love triangle story from 4 years ago when a female astronaut went rogue, driving 1,000 miles in a diaper to terrorize the woman who was seeing the astronaut she loved. Now the victim is speaking out for the first time, telling her story to 2020 anchor Chris Cuomo.
Booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery.
America's space program roars back to life for just the second time as Discovery lets go of the launch tower. It's a triumph for the nation and the 7 astronauts on board, including 43-year-old Lisa Marie Nowak.
Well, actually getting along pretty good.
7 months later, she finds herself in jail, reduced to mindless ramblings about her time in space. In a virtual heartbeat, the media swarm churns up humiliating details.
Lisa Nowak drove 1,000 miles wearing a diaper.
Admits to spraying shipment with pepper spray.
Imagine wearing a diaper all day without changing it. Must have felt like one of Britney Spears' kids, you know?
Detectives soon learn this isn't just about one rogue astronaut. There are 2 astronauts involved, and the second is a man in the middle, Bill O'Flynn. Seemingly lost in the frenzy is a traumatized victim. Colleen Shipman is an Air Force captain with an engineering degree and a tale of terror. Colleen takes us back to the scene of her night of terror, a place that still makes her very uncomfortable. 90 minutes, security cameras record Lisa Nowak stalking her
this is what happens.
shuttle as a security camera records Lisa Nowak following her out.
really thought for sure she was going to, murder me, and
She's gonna murder me.
I don't even want to say it.
First I go into space, then I come.
And you can see all of Chris Cuomo's report on 2020 tonight at 10, 9, 7.
I think they made a movie about it too.
First I go into space, and then I come out with a diaper. Not only do I come out with a diaper, but I come out with a vendetta. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous.
You know what?
So ridiculous.
Maybe adult diapers are in now.
I just sent you, actually, speaking of adult diapers being in, I sent you on Skype, but you're not logged in, the 2 images I caught with adult diapers. I'm not wearing the adult diaper, but
really?
Through the holiday, I was able to score these 2 very marketable diaper imaging, and it was literally like, I guess it's fashionable now to wear diapers. So this was in the store. I got to see. Whoops. Yeah. So there's this diaper, right? So it's that dude, and then there's another dude after it. There's another one. There's a what? No, to the right. So that one. Now look at that. Look at that. So that's the Depends, the men's Depends. And like, look at him, his arms across. Look how like he's kind of young. It's not like an old person. They're not even showing an old person. So that guy is like, if you look by his like face, he's like his hair. He's got like like dark hair and shit. And he's kind of he's kind of fit. He's decently fit. And it's just this fucking guy, his arms crossed. He's like, yeah, I can't wait to get in my diaper. Like he's grimacing. Look at him. He's really happy. Look at his face. If you zoom in,
probably get paid.
He's really happy, but that's the image they're painting for this diaper. Like who the fuck's buying that? That really feels like that. What has that? How is that?
Do you think that diaper has some stuff in it?
Well, maybe it's got I don't know. Maybe it's got the front part of it is like a pseudo vagina. I don't know.
Socks.
Maybe you like want to sit in a diaper all day. Maybe that's why he's happy, because the front of it's really shaped like a vagina, and he just gets to sit in it all day. I don't know.
Smaller,
dude. And
maybe.
this guy
From the back,
is just like, oh, this is the maximum, the large. Yeah.
Wait, can I zoom in? Oh,
no. Look, large. And look at this guy's fingers. It's like he's got like claw hands.
There's definitely some stuff in here.
Do you think that's Dr. Poopy Pants?
Your best comfort and protection.
But the thing is like they're so young. It's just like who are they marketing to? Like from a marketing perspective, like it's like laughable. Any man who's wearing a diaper, first of all, he's not fucking happy about it. All right? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be straight up. He's not fucking happy about wearing the diaper. He's still like he's so confident. Like I've got my diaper on.
Clearly, Clever says you wear those. You wear those. You won't have your arms crossed like a boss.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Like a boss with a diaper.
I know, dude. Like who's doing that shit? Like dude, that's why I had to take a picture. I was like, yo, this is just not for real. Like if I was a marketing director for that company, I would have put in like 2 like older guys with like socks pulled up to their kneecaps.
He's just like, yeah,
like
like that would be something like next to a motorcycle or something cool. But
look how happy he is. Like, yeah, I got this.
Look, ready?
Got this diaper on, bro.
If you look at it from here, what does that say to you? Like, what's that advertising? And then boom, diapers. That should be a Jeopardy question.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. So maybe it is like trendy to wear diapers now. Because I just
wait. Where did you see this?
I was
like
going at this. I was in like a Walgreens in
That's funny.
In New York. When I was in New York, I was just picking up some like chocolate and some water, and I like walked past the end cap, and there it was. We were in the end, and it's just like,
huh.
And then the other one, the other guy has like a crab claw for like the other dude, the portly chap, and the next one is just like like his hands, like it looks like his thumb is missing.
That dude definitely has sex.
And like even him, he's happy too. He's just like, yeah, look. He's like, I just ate 15 burritos and I don't have to use the bathroom. Like, it's like
Hunky Monkey 69420 says hello. I just want to acknowledge you. Thank you for watching.
Hey,
and share this with your friends.
Share this with your friends because you never know when they end up in a diaper.
Hey, everyone's getting old. You might not be able to control your bowels after a certain age.
You may not.
You know?
So anyway, for 2020, I will not be wearing a fucking
count.
I know
that's a lot. Like what?
Well, that's the if you're doing 2 a day, if you're trying to keep fresh and you want to 2 diapers a day, one for the morning, one for the afternoon after you have lunch. That's only a week's supply, bro.
Maybe there should be more than
maybe a week and an extra day if you don't get to the store on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. So
they keep you wanting to get more.
I mean, you could be in the same one for a full 24-hour spread, but speaking of spread, don't know what's going on there. So
don't spread.
Anyway, guys, listen, it's been really great for 2020. We're really excited to have you guys with us. If you're watching this for the first time, I wish I could, dude. I wish I could, but I'm not making the resolution. I'm going forward with the plan of action we talked about earlier. And if you guys want to know about that and you're joining us right now, go to youtube.com/David Scarpetta. Also, type in Get It Podcast where you'll be able to see both pieces of the action all the time, all right? And then check out the other stuff as well. All right. It's going to be a lot of interesting stuff we're going to be talking about here this year. A lot of interesting new segments. And, of course, we'll talk some business. We always talk a little bit of shop.
Interesting new segment. Wow, that sounds bad.
Yeah, it does sound bad. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will talk to you next time. Don't forget, smash the subscribe button. Like it. Love it. But just don't leave it. Talk to you guys next time.
Getting jiggy with it. Yeah, let's leave you with the diaper man himself. Close it down. Okay. Stream is done.
That was a lot more than an hour. How long was that? Like 2 hours?